Episode 5, Writing on Water. The rainy season arrived with vengeance. Water soaked everything, wrappers, books, even hope. The roof of the shed they stayed in now leaked at 3 different spots. Adebimpe had to move Adebayo's mattress constantly to avoid the drips. Still, school continued. Adebayo walked daily in worn-out sandals, always neat, always early. His books, wrapped in plastic bags, were protected like treasure. Teachers began calling him Little Professor. By age 12, he was already finishing his primary 6 syllabus. He had a calm way of speaking, an even calmer way of writing, and a hunger for knowledge that amazed everyone. One afternoon, his English teacher entered the class with a printed sheet. "There is a statewide essay competition," she announced, organized by the Ministry of Education. "All public school pupils are eligible. Top prize is a trophy, 200,000 naira, and a scholarship grant." The room buzzed. Adebayo looked down, silent. His pencil trembled. That evening he told his mother, "I want to enter." Adebimpe looked up from where she was sorting beans. "Write it," she said. "If your words can feed your heart, one day they'll feed your belly too." The topic was My Dream for Nigeria. Adebayo sat on a wooden bench under their mango tree classroom, the same one where he learned his first alphabet. This time he wrote not on a chalkboard, but on lined paper, using a borrowed biro. He wrote about dignity, about his mother, about a Nigeria where no child slept under plastic roofs or learned how to dodge shame, about a future where every mother had enough to feed her children and every child had a chance to learn. His teacher read his entry and cried quietly. 3 weeks later, the letter arrived. Adebayo had won. First position. The prize came with glory, but not the means to collect it. They needed 4,000 naira for transportation to Lagos, another 1,500 naira for a modest outfit, plus food and fare. They had 800 naira. That night, Adebimpe cried. She hadn't cried in a long time, but that night, when Adebayo was asleep, she walked outside and wept under the moonlight. "God, don't lift him up just to drop him. Don't do that to my child." The next morning, she went to church. She didn't ask for alms. She didn't plead. She only told the pastor, "My son has won something big. He needs to go, but we don't have anything." He stared at her, then at the sleeping boy on the bench beside her. The next day, a member of the Women's Fellowship brought a bag of rice. Another gave her a new shirt. Another slipped 1,000 naira into her palm. The pastor announced it to the congregation during midweek service. By the following day, she had enough to buy transport tickets. She ironed Adebayo's shirt with a hot pot cover, polished his shoes with palm oil, plaited his hairline neatly. When they boarded the bus to Lagos, she held his hand the entire ride. The gala hall was massive. Polished tiles, air conditioning, round tables, cameras. Adebimpe stood quietly by the wall, out of place in her old gown and borrowed slippers. When Adebayo was called on stage, the entire hall turned to look at the small boy in the oversized shirt walking up with his paper. He spoke calmly, slowly, clearly. "My name is Adebayo. I am 12. My dream for Nigeria is simple, that mothers will not have to choose between feeding their children and sending them to school, that we will no longer judge people by the dirt on their feet, but by the fire in their eyes, that the boy under the mango tree will be seen, heard, and helped. There was silence, then applause, thunderous, relentless. The panel chair stood up and shook his hand. "Young man, you've got the future in your tongue." Adebimpe stood in the back, shaking, not from fear, but disbelief. Was this her son? Was this the boy who once slept in a pile of rags, who fought fevers with prayer and leftover pap? Her pride was deeper than words. But then she heard a whisper beside her. "Who brought that child? His mother should have dressed better. This isn't a market, for heaven's sake." A mother in gala cloth snickered. A wealthy gentleman frowned. Adebimpe's heart cracked, but she didn't move. She didn't shout. She only fixed her eyes on the stage, where Adebayo held his trophy high. Later that evening, in a corner of the gala hall, a journalist approached her. "You must be his mother?" They returned home with a plastic trophy, a newspaper clipping, and whispers of possibility. For the first time, Adebimpe allowed herself to hope, really hope. But even she knew. Joy comes in teaspoons, suffering comes in gallons. That night, she tucked the certificate inside an old rice bag beneath their sleeping mat and said to her son, "Don't let their applause fool you. You've just started paddling, and the river is long. But I will row with you until my arms break." And Adebayo, young but wise, simply nodded, because he knew what his mother already understood. Even beautiful moments feel like riding on water, seen, felt, but never permanent.